Hey guys, Neil here with a C major 7 ascending run for you to get your hands and your head around. I think as with a lot of lead playing, it's always a good idea to, rather than playing too much of a scalar way, to try and focus on the tones of the chord. And I find if I'm designing a riff or a lick like this, if you pay attention to the main structure of that chord, then you'll end up with something that sounds quite melodic and interesting and better than just running up and down the scale. You know, not that there's a problem with that. There's plenty of musical ways to do that too, or however you want to do it. But I've found this approach works for me a little better. So we're using C major 7, and the main tones of that, obviously the important tones, you've got your root, which is C, your major third, which is E, and then your fifth, which is G, and then the last but not least important note that kind of gives it that jazzy edge is the B note, which is our major 7, and it's only a semitone away from the root. So what I'm actually going to do, what I have done for this riff, is to actually start on the major 7 and then move into the root note. So that will give me the B, the C, the E and the G. So I'm going 7, 1, 3, 5, and that's the first part of the riff. And then all I'm then doing is taking that idea and repeating it in octaves. Not just because I'm lazy, but it does sound good too. So that's on the middle 2 strings. And then on the top 2 strings. So yeah, I've taken that idea, repeated it in 2 further octaves. The next thing to do with this riff, just to make the transition a little bit smoother, because that's kind of an awkward jump to just do that straight up the neck. That's not too easy to do in a fluid way. Was actually to when we hit the 5th on our little finger, when I'm on that G note, I'm actually going to slide up to the A, which is our 6th, and that's fine. That still sounds good over the C major 7. So that's extended the lick a little bit more, and it also puts me into the correct position to then repeat that shape. And the same, when I'm on the middle 2 strings, I can then slide again with my little finger, move up from the 5th to the 6th. So we end up with this. And then when we get to the top, I'm not actually going to slide up there, I'm actually going to stop on the G on the 5th, and I'm going to then return back down from the 5th to the 3rd to the root, and then down to the major 7th again. So basically retreading my steps. So that would give us, from there, I'm then going to the 6th, which is the A on the G string, and then I'm going to play the B again, but I'm going to do that little 1 fret slide into it that's so reminiscent of jazz. So we'll have this. And then I'm going to do a string skip to the E on the D string at fret 14, and then finish up on the 3rd, which is our E note. So we have so the whole thing together. A little quicker. So there is our lick, and I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to do a whole bunch of these, so please like and subscribe. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments section. I guess the only thing I didn't really talk about was kind of picking efficiency and where I'm doing hammer-ons and pull-offs and stuff. But I think it's better that you work that out for yourself. Not because I'm being lazy, but because the way I show you may not work for you. And there's a lot of instances where you'll learn riffs and licks from other players, and it just won't work trying to copy their picking. There are good and bad practices, but generally speaking, a rule of thumb for me is to try and do it as 50-50 as I can, so that I can get a nice, efficient run without feeling like I've got to pick everything. If you can pick all of that, fantastic, and you can do it fast, brilliant. That comes with its own sound, and that's great. For me, I like to throw in hammer-ons and pull-offs to make that a little more efficient. But just sit there and work out a way that makes that easy for you to do, so that you can do it in a nice fluid way. So yeah, we'll see you in the next one.